What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 94, and we start today's episode off with a game against FC Twente here, away in the Netherlands to take on the Dutch side, and of course Leroy Fer's old club. So yeah, Leroy Fer will be quite an emotional game for him, I'm sure. But yeah, we take on FC Twente here in the Champions League, of course. Now, we won the first game. We beat St Etienne by, I think it was 2-0, 1-0, 2-1. 75-4, I don't know. We won the first game anyway against St Etienne, and Twente also won their game against Schalke. So this was the game that will be the battle of the two teams that are probably going to be looking to press on and be the first two teams out of the group stages. So it was going to be difficult though, because they've got some very good players, including Jesus Corona, of course, a player that I wanted to sign in the summer but never got round to. So they got a very good side, and in the first 8 minutes, how about this? I mean, this is pure overconfidence. I'm passing the ball around, waiting to find an opportunity to pass out. I then give the ball away, and Corona shoots, and Corker clears the ball off the line. Like in the game against St Etienne, he had to stop the ball from crossing the line. He did it again, so that's clearly a speciality, stopping certain goals. But yeah, still 0-0 here. But in the 90th minute here, Castaños gets the ball, eventually whips the ball in, and Corona is free, and he puts the ball into the back of the net. So Corker didn't stop that one. Corona, the player I wanted to sign, scores in the 90th minute, and FC Twente take the lead here. It's not a shock lead, but even so, a surprise lead regardless. A few minutes after that, Dale Jennings takes aim but puts the ball just wide, so still 1-0 to the Dutch side here. So we were getting back into the game, and a really good chance here as Anthony intercepts the defender. He's got the pace to get around his man, but it's a really tight angle for him, and sadly the goalkeeper manages to make a save. I should have stopped there and tried to finesse it into the corner, but I thought I'd do a first time shot. It was a good save, and on the stroke of half time, the corner came in. Corker's header was cleared off the line, and then came to Jennings, whose shot. His shot was blocked, and Twente eventually managed to get the ball into the gloves of the goalkeeper. And sadly, after 45 minutes, as the goalkeeper clears the ball up here towards the centre spot, the referee blows for half time. So we are behind in FC Twente now. And now that's a bit of a surprise, because as I said, you know, I was way too confident coming into this group. I was saying at the start, as you guys would have heard me, yeah, well, you know, FC Twente, Schalke and Etienne, we should really be qualifying with ease. And as things were looking, I was going to be eating my own words here in just a second game. But he see Lee Marshall get onto the ball after a wonderful free ball in the 56th minute. Marshall stops, gets past his man, takes aim, but somehow he blazes the ball over the bar. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is your big chance to step up and be a first team regular. But it turns out it was a crucial block by the defender. Possibly handball, who knows? But yeah, it was a good block by the defender there, and it's still 1-0. And from the corner, Fer's header is brilliantly saved, and then his rebound shot is saved by the goalkeeper's leg. So Fer couldn't score against his former club, and it's still Twente 1, Norwich 0. We just couldn't put the ball past the goalkeeper here, and in the 77th minute, Nathaniel Klein gets the ball, finds Lee Marshall. Marshall rolls it out to Dale Jennings down the right hand side, takes on his man, beats him with the fake shot. He's got all the pace in the world, keeps on going, chips it inside to Lee Marshall on that volley, and what a superb save by the goalkeeper. He was playing out of his skin, and of course the last chance of the game would fall in the dying seconds. Nathaniel Klein rolls it through to our substitute here, Valauba. Our little man goes down the right hand side, cuts onto his left foot here. He's not a left footed player, so we cut back onto his right foot. Real good chance for Valauba, gets past his man, shoots, and the goalkeeper saves it again. So we just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. The goalkeeper had an absolutely superb game, and it finished 1-0. So it's our first defeat of the season, and it's a very disappointing defeat as well, because we shouldn't have lost that game. We dominated for pretty much the entire game, really. We just couldn't put the ball past the goalkeeper. He made some fantastic saves, and sadly we lose. So 2 games into the Champions League group stage, 1 win, 1 loss. It's not disastrous, obviously, but it certainly isn't ideal. You know, I came into this group and I was sitting there saying, yeah, we're going to top it, no problem, maximum points. And well, sadly it's not going to be maximum points, and we may not even top it. We are struggling. Well, we're not struggling, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's not as good as it could be. But anyway, here's a squad report for you guys as well. Probably one of, if not the last squad reports of this series, to get your fix here. See how the players are developing. Look at Pogba, man, absolutely incredible. Some fantastic young players in there. It's going to be a bit of a shame to see these players go as well. You know, I was really looking forward to seeing the likes of D'Annunzio and Lee Marshall, you know, develop at this club. But it's a shame we're not going to sort of reap them at their prime and see how they are in their prime. But even so, it had to end sometime, and there you go. But it's still a good squad, and we got some suggestions for who we should sign in next gen as well. You know, we got some players there that I might pick up in my next gen career mode. You know, maybe someone like Dale Jennings, maybe someone like well, I know how much you guys love him, so Leroy Fer. You know, for my next gen career mode, we might just pick up one of those players or two of those players. So yeah, we'll wait and see. But here's a look at the league table as well. We're sitting in third, still unbeaten in the league, so that's good. Of course, that game against Twente was our first loss of the season, so still unbeaten in the league. And the next game is against United, who, if I remember correctly, were sitting top of the table. So Moisey's certainly doing it in the game, just not so much in real life. But yeah, taking on United, it's never an easy task though, regardless of how they're playing in current form. So taking on United is going to be difficult, and as you can see by the league table, they are indeed sitting top of the table, ahead of Arsenal on goal difference, and they do have a game in hand as well. Of course, that game in hand is against us, but even so, they've still got a very good side, and obviously some fantastic players in that side. It certainly has changed a bit, hasn't it, since Moyes took over, but still some incredible players. And of course, Cavani's their most recent signing, starting up top for Manchester United. So it's going to be a very difficult game for us as we take on the league leaders. And the first chance did come to United. Nani rolled through Kagawa, the Japanese man. He comes through, but his shot hits the post. So what a great chance for Kagawa, but it's still 0-0. And in the 26th minute here, Corker wins the ball, clears it upfield to Benteke. Benteke with a bicycle kick through ball to his strike partner Lukaku. Lukaku gets onto it here, really good chance. It comes back to Benteke, rolls it through to Lukaku. Those two are linking up really nicely. Lukaku gets onto it, tries to fizz it across the face of goal. It comes to Townsend at the far post, and it's a brilliant save by David De Gea. So a really good stop by the Spanish goalkeeper there. But from the corner, Townsend crosses the ball in towards Benteke, and he puts the ball past David De Gea. So we go 1-0 up here in the 28th minute, and it's one of our big signings, Christian Benteke, who gets it. And in the 69th minute here, Tarat's onto the ball here, and his shot is brilliantly saved by Fraser Forster. So United didn't really threaten until that moment after the Kagawa chance in the first half, but good chance there, still 1-0. But he see Lukaku down the left hand side, real good chance for him, goes through 1-on-1, can he finish, tight angle? Sadly no, he hits the post, and United do manage to get the ball away there, so still 1-0. But he see Pogba make a fantastic interception here. Pogba down the centre, plays it through to Wijnaldum, down the left hand side, cross the ball in, Nathan Redmond attacking the ball with the header, just wide of De Gea's post. We had so many chances to seal this game, but we just weren't doing it. But in the 84th minute here, Pogba gets onto the ball here, chips the ball into Lukaku here. Lukaku sees De Gea coming off his line, tries to chip him, and De Gea actually got quite fortunate there. He didn't really palm that ball up in the air very high, but it just went onto the roof of the net, and it was still 1-0. Rooney comes on for Kagawa here, but from the corner, Townsend crossed the ball in, and Benteke, some real power on that header. It hits the bar, De Gea claims it, but it doesn't matter because it does indeed finish Norwich 1, United 0. So Benteke with the only goal of the game with that header in the first half, and we collect all 3 points against the league leaders, which I think I'm right in thinking puts us top for the time being, which is great. So yeah, Norwich 1, United 0, and it was a difficult game. I mean, other than the Kagawa chance and Tarat in the second half, United didn't threaten that much, but they passed the ball around really well, and it's so hard to break the AI down on Legendary, and especially when you've got some good players and you're facing good opponents as well. It's so hard to get the ball off them and break them down, but even so, we got the win. That's the most important thing. But straight after that, Dale Jennings says he wants a new contract, which is no real surprise. And I also gave one to Danny Thomas, one of our youth players, because he's only got 9 months on his contract. We signed him on a 1-year deal at the start of the season, and I've already seen enough of him to realise that it'd be good enough if we were to carry on with his career mode for a very long time. So we offered Danny Thomas a contract, and we also offered Dale Jennings 40 grand a week as well, with a 1-year extension on his contract, because he is of course an absolute machine when he gets on the pitch. So Jennings gets a new contract, Danny Thomas gets a new contract, and we will wait and see whether they accept those deals. But anyway, the following game is against Stoke City here at Carrow Road in the Barclays Premier League. So looking for back-to-back wins. After that win against Manchester United there, we've already put the disappointment of that loss away in Netherlands against FC Twente behind us. And we're now looking to get back-to-back wins in the Barclays Premier League and keep on going and keep on playing well here as we take on Mark Hughes' men. And of course, Mark Hughes now at Stoke is... you know, I wouldn't say trying to redevelop the club, but certainly looking to bring in some, you know, players which you wouldn't normally associate with Stoke, and they have some very good players in there as well. Of course, the former players that were there before he took over, such as Hoof and Shawcross, very decent players, but of course new players such as Arna Tobic are very decent as well. So they've got a very good side here, Stoke City, and we do take them on here at Carrow Road. And the first chance of the game came in the 5th minute when Dale Jennings crossed the corner in towards the head of Chris Smalling, and well, the goalkeeper, what an awful awful attempt at a save that was. I know the header was quite powerful by Smalling, but it was straight at him, and he could only push the ball basically behind him. It's like it broke his fingers, you know, it just went straight through them, and it was 1-0. But on the hour mark, Smalling gave the ball away here, and the cross came in, but I think it was Breck Shea at the far post there. His header was well saved by Fraser Forster, and eventually this chance came to nothing as Stoke try and create something here. They play the ball to Charlie Adam here. Adam gets tackled. Klein eventually gets the ball away to Stephen Corker. We go on the counter here. Pogba gets the ball, plays it out wide to Dale Jennings. Jennings down the left hand side, real good chance here. Takes on Robert Hoof, the big German. Gets past him with a lovely piece of pace. Keeps on going, crosses the ball in. There's Benteke with a free header, and Christian Benteke puts the ball into the back of the net. So 2 assists for Dale Jennings. So he was showing exactly why he deserves a new 40 grand a week deal here. And on the 80th minute mark here, a good chance for Stoke to get a goal back here. The cross comes in, but Wilson puts his header wide. And I did actually miss Stoke's goal. They did get a goal back through Arnautovic, but I accidentally skipped over it, so I apologise for that. It wasn't a good goal at all, to be honest. It was really scrappy defending by me, but Stoke did get a goal back. It was Arnautovic that got it, but to be honest, they weren't really that threatening in this game. And Dale Jennings had a great chance to seal it in the 90th minute here. Comes through, fake shot, but finesses it over the bar. So it did finish 2-1. Once again, apologies, I missed the Arnautovic goal, but you wouldn't want to see it. Put it this way, it was one of the worst pieces of defending you'll ever see. I just completely gave the ball away, and it was a simple finish for him, really. But yeah, 2-1 was the final score, so we get the 3 points, and that's what you really need to know. So 2-1 was the final score, and straight after that, we had 2 player conversations here. Daniel Villalba and Romelu Lukaku said they're not happy with their roles, and I was like, are you serious? Are you actually serious? I mean, Villalba, fair enough, but Lukaku's like, I want a bigger, you know, I want to play more or something. I was like, are you serious? You're in the starting 11 all the time. I brought in Benteke so you'd be even happier, and now you're complaining? Seriously, what on earth are you talking about? I dropped you for that game because, you know, I thought I'd rest you, but no, he wasn't happy about it. But Danny Thomas accepts the contract that we offered just a minute ago, and Dale Jennings turns his down. So Jennings clearly thinks he can get first team football outside of Carrow Road, so there you go. But anyway, we take on Ireland, the Republic of Ireland here, who we met in the Euro 2016 semi-finals, taking on Ireland in the World Cup qualifiers, and we did win. We won 3-1, so our first 3 points of the World Cup qualifying group here, of a 3-1 win away in Ireland. And the second game was against Romania, here of course with Belgium. These won't mean anything, of course, because we will never get to Russia 2018, but even so, it's nice to get the wins, and we got 2 here. We beat Romania by 1-0, and that came on the back of beating Ireland by 3-1, so nice to get maximum points, and that was very good news indeed. But the 4th and final game of today's episode, yes, you've been treated to 4 games today, guys. The 4th and final game is against Reading, here at the Medeski Stadium. Reading, a newly promoted side here. Of course, they weren't in the Premiership last year in this career mode, but they are back in it now. So, taking on Reading, it's you know, what you would call a sort of a winnable game, you know, without meaning to sound too disrespectful. It's a winnable game. We are top of the table at the moment, so, you know, we do have the momentum with us, and we should be heavy favourites coming into this game. But they've still got some decent players, but really I do feel we'd be very strong favourites, and we should be looking to pick up the 3 points with relative ease. But the first chance of the game did come to us in the 9th minute here when Benteke found Redmond, and he got tripped up by Pearce there. It was a definite foul, and I think Alex Pearce also got a booking for this. Yes, he did. So a booking for Reading's captain, and a definite foul as we have a free kick. Now, of course, you would have seen I finally scored my first free kick of FIFA 14 with the first one I took on Next Gen with Cristiano Ronaldo, but I'm still yet to score in this career mode, and the wait was almost over here when Townsend's free kick struck the post there. So unlucky from Towns. Would have been the first career mode scored on current gen, and probably, you know, the only free kick scored on current gen, but sadly it hits the post, and Reading go on the counter here. Royston Drenfez onto the ball, and suddenly it's a great chance for Reading to hit us on the break. The ball comes through to McCleary, down the left hand side, skips past Stephen Corker, rolls it through to Danny Guthrie. Guthrie finds Royston Drenfez, but his shot goes wide of the post, so still 0-0, but a real good chance for Reading to take the early lead in this game. But in the 22nd minute here, Vlad Kirikez gets on the ball on the edge of his own box, finds Paul Pogba. Pogba plays it back to Kirikez, and now centre back keeps on running. He holds off the challenge of Gals McCleary, but he gives the ball away, brings it back with him, plays it to Lukaku. Lukaku plays it out wide to Kirikez. He just kept running our centre back. Kirikez gets onto it, skips past 2 Reading defenders, takes aim and finds the top corner. What a brilliant goal by Kirikaz. He does of course have a high attacking work rate. He's got some decent stats as well when it comes into using his offensive skill, and that was a really good finish by Kirikaz there, and it was 1-0 here, and some good technical skill by Kirikaz to make it 1-0. And then the 29th minute here, Royston Drenthe gets on the ball, but how about this for a back heel? The awareness to find his man was just absolutely ridiculous. There didn't seem to be any danger whatsoever. I had 2 players surrounding him. There looked as though there was no pass on for him, so he was going to have to play it back, but instead somehow he back-heeled the ball away, and it was a simple finish to make it 1-1. So Reading back on level terms. Great chance for Gareth McCleary here as he went 1-on-1, but his shot hit the post and Forster had a simple catch and then threw the ball straight away. It came to Griffiths. Griffiths shoots inside the area, but Forster makes a good save. So it's still 1-1 here. Reading still on level terms, but they were threatening, looking to score the goal that would put them in front for the first time. But Hisi Benteke finds Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum shoots just wide of the post by our playmaker, and it's still 1-1. And just on the stroke of the hour mark here, Lukaku gets past Daniel Carrico. Real good chance here. Rolls off to Wijnaldum. Ronaldo chops past his man, crosses the ball in. Good chance for Townsend, doesn't make clear contact with it. Reading failed to clear the ball very well. It comes out to Leroy Fer. Fer heads the ball to Wijnaldum. First touch, then takes aim, but it just goes wide the post. So 1-1 the final score. Disappointing not to pick up 3 points there, and yeah, disappointing episode really, because there were just so many inconsistent games. But as always guys, a big thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you are, please leave a like, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.